Versus Drake and Kendrick edition. Who really won? I obviously can't play all the songs, song for song. By now, we done heard every track, so what we're gonna do is talk about the song. We're gonna talk about the distance from the beginning all the way to the end. We're gonna talk about the bars that stood out, the best bar of the song, and the bad thing about the song, because some of them do got some flaws. Now, off top, I didn't count Kendrick Lamar and Future's Like That. That was kind of like the way in. And I feel like if I had to count that song to put it in this, I would have to count the other 10-year songs they've been doing up until this point. Around that time, J. Cole was still in the beef, so if you gotta measure up that song with something, you gotta link it up to First Person Shooter. That's where Kendrick verse stemmed from that song. If it matters, Like That is better. Drake, Push-Ups. This was a bop. Cool concept being that Kendrick Lamar gotta get 50% of all his shit to top. My opinion, the best bar was Prince to a King, he is son. Fire. Still keeping that Michael Jackson Prince thing going on that they've been doing for years. The bars that stood out. Calling Top phone to see if Top wanted to piece it up. Top wanted to piece it up. That shit. It didn't seem like that was toward Kendrick. It seemed like it was more towards J. Cole. At this time, we already got the apology. This whole conundrum is because of J. Cole. Nobody told you to bring him up on the First Person Shooter, but you did, and now we're here. Drake has every right to be pissed off about that. The bad thing about this song, Drake took shots at everybody. Kendrick a big deal. This has been 10 years running. Rick Ross, Weekend, The Future, they could wait. Why you worried about the fish when you got a big ass whale? After this song, Kendrick Lamar didn't drop yet, so we got nothing to compare the drop and give me 52. Drake dropped again. Drake, Taylor Made. I know some of y'all not gonna like this. I don't give a damn. Out of all of the songs, this one the most creative. In the world of AI, Drake done got AI Tupac and AI Snoop to diss Kendrick with Drake. It's unheard of. Besides, when back in the day, Cypress Hill kind of had an Ice Cube sound like it was Ice Cube. This Ice Cube. That's the only time we heard some shit like that. Bars that stood out on this song. AI Tupac says, talk about him liking young girls. That'd be a gift for me. Maybe Drake, AI Tupac. Maybe he thought that he just put it out there and it would hurt him in the long run. Boy, not a good idea. The best bar of this song. Nah, not this time. You following through. Now I heard that. I was really geeked. Yeah, Drake is really about to bully this man. Drake got some shit. He is locked in. Bad thing about this song, Drake was talking like he had this in the bag. Even though I appreciate the creativeness with the AI Tupac and Snoop, trolling too much. He even had an outro on the Taylor Made freestyle where he was just like talking shit. Well, you better be writing some triple O double entendre shit. We know this now, but we didn't know when he dropped that. Drake got that Family Matters waiting, and he think this is about to close the casket. So he cocky. Tupac people didn't like that shit. Take that song down. I wasn't gonna add this to the list, but it still count. I tell you why later. Kendrick finally pop outside with Euphoria. All shots at Drake. And it's 6 minutes long, I think. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I never been the biggest Kendrick Lamar fan. I enjoyed this. The bar that stood out. The whole beginning of the song where he was rapping off the, what was that, Teddy Pendergrass, I think? I think I'm correct, but that beat is called Greatest Inspiration, which is symbolic to what's about to take place. In the beginning of this song, he tell Drake straight up, this a warning. Let's keep it fair. Won't go low if you don't go low. I make music that electrify him. You make music that pacify him. This is my only act of kindness I'm gonna give your ass. Letting them know, hey, don't tell no lies about me and I won't tell the truth about you. Now let's kick this shit off. And from top to bottom, that boy was spitting. A lot of good bars on here, but my personal favorite, the bar about shooting at Drake and not aiming it straight, but I learned from those mistakes. Let it get shaky, I park your son. Bad thing about this song, I didn't like when he got into his I hate everything about you bag. It was corny to me. But when I look at it from a rapper perspective, so far as lyrics go, it's like him letting you know, bro, I don't like you at all. I don't think Kendrick meant like I really hate the way you walk and talk. I think he's just trying to break it down to the point like, bro, I really don't like you, like for real. You know what? I don't think he do. He said Drake to have a classic album. Stop it, Kendrick. Stop it. I don't expect you to compliment him. We ain't gotta lie. You already on a good roll. But regardless, Drake Push-Ups verse Kendrick Lamar, Euphoria. Kendrick got that. That's one for Kendrick. Then Kendrick dropped 616 in LA. First of all, taking Drake timestamp rap is crazy. And this whole concept was more or less about him saying, hey, kinda got workers over there at OVO feeding me information just so you know. At the time, my eyes just like, whoa. This when he had the art cover of the Maybach glove. We don't know what this is just yet. Of course, the bar that stood out was, hey, you ever thought OVO was working for me? Best bar of the song, I'm not gonna say it right now. I'm gonna save it for the end because this is gonna make a drastic change. Bad thing about this song, if you believe Kendrick Lamar had a mole in the OVO camp, all this shit is kind of void. Because in the next song, Drake gonna mention that, hey, he feeding you bad information. Even that kind of got weird. It's still weird to this day. I don't know what's up with that. I stopped giving a damn. I put Taylor Made against the 616 in LA. Me personally, I think Taylor Made was better. Kendrick won, Drake won. Drake drops Family Matters. Drake bring back the ending of the Push-Ups with the drop. This is how we know he had Family Matters sitting, just ready to go. Sadly, some of the best bars of this song wasn't really shots at Kendrick. He was talking about everybody else in the second verse. Woo! Which is kind of the bad thing about this song. Them boys can wait. You would think after a song like Euphoria, Drake will hold off on Family Matters and write some new shit. His whole damn near 6 minutes was towards you, Drake. But we did get some good bars toward Kendrick. This whole "the baby ain't yours" narrative that Drake was pushing on Kendrick, fire. Day free. Don't make it day free. That kind of free, I'm talking about my homie Dave. Then the third verse was fire. That's when we get into the bars that stood out. Digging for dirt should be digging for proof. Now you got Drake saying he fed Kendrick this bad information. And if this is true and Kendrick fell for it, you bit debate Kendrick, which kind of take away a light from Kendrick in my opinion. If Drake is really feeding him bad intel, Kendrick dropped Meet the Grams. This whole concept, wow. Now we got a full art cover. T-shirts and pills, allegedly Drake's. Drake just told us on his last song that, hey, that's some bullshit that they about to come out with. Now we just don't know. But regardless, the whole concept was crazy. Because now Kendrick is rapping as if he's writing letters to every immediate Graham family member. Diabolical. He told Drake's son, play this when you 18. Damn. He blames Drake dad for Drake being this horrible person who Kendrick says he is. Calls Drake's mama out. He alludes to the idea that Drake has a kid, more kids out there. The best bar of the song. And Kendrick Lamar get into this, you lied about the ghostwriters. You lied about that. And as a Drake fan, I know what he meant. The whole voice changed, the tempo of the song. But as good as that song was, listen to me when I say this. Meet the Grams is not better than Family Matters at all. Lyrically, sonically, nothing. Family Matters versus Meet the Grams, I gave it to Drake. Argue with your mama. The next day, Kendrick dropped They Not Like Us. The first time you heard this song, you knew. I'm gonna remember exactly what I'm doing as I'm listening to this song. Because it was unexpected. Beat was so bouncy. And you know how I said push-ups was a bop? This was a bopper. And I'm willing to bet anybody who heard They Not Like Us for the first time, they played it again right after. Because woo! The bar that stood out the most. Kendrick said you did cold foul. I don't know why you pretending. That messed me up. Because I'm mad at J. Cole because he left Drake out the drive for beefing with you. Kendrick saying Drake did cold foul. How? Am I missing something? Then I thought about Drake on that push-up song when he was saying top one to piece it up. Now you're on your own when you speaking up. That must have been for Cole. Obviously Kendrick must think that's foul. Supposed to be in this together. Yeah, but he apologized and he don't want no smoke. He the reason for the smoke. This is me thinking for Drake. I could be totally wrong, but this is how I'm taking it. Best bar of the song, and it's a lot of them. Beat your ass hide the Bible if God watching. I ain't never heard no shit like that. Of course the A minor bar. Kendrick Lamar rapping like Sada Baby on the California beat. My God, the third verse when he went pro-black on us. Talking about how Atlanta was the mecca for all trading systems and shit. Then linked it to Drake being a colonizer. Whether you believe the narrative or not, it was painted so perfectly you get what he means. Oh my God, he had chants. OV-ho. And this song took a life of its own. Oh my God. The bad thing about this song, nothing. I mean, the only bad thing about the song is the fans that when they hear the song and how they go crazy and shit for it, but that ain't got nothing to do with Kendrick. That's what you're supposed to do. And this type of song is what you think Drake would have done, but Kendrick didn't face. Drake drops The Heart Part 6, and this starts off with the sample of Aretha Franklin, You Gotta Prove It, basically saying, oh, you on some bullshit, the symbolicness. And Drake rapped his hard out on this, but he took the defense. This is a whole vocal and tempo change to what you was talking about earlier on the Taylor Made, because you was talking like you had this in the bag and you knew you was that guy. And let's not forget AI Tupac, aka Drake. You said you wanted him to talk about how he liked little girls, how you like little girls. Kendrick did that. Be careful what you ask for. Bar that stood out. Drake says the one that you getting your information from, they all clowns. In this same song, you say that you the one that gave him the information, so is y'all the clowns? I don't get it. The best bar of the song, way Drake flipped that A minor D major shit, was fire. And when Drake went low, I'm talking about way to hell, where he tried to take Kendrick Lamar's narrative of, you know, Drake being a pedophile, try to link it to one of Kendrick's songs where he said, no, you the one that probably was touched, that's why you saying this. Whether it's true or not, but I mean, he went low. But so what? They both going low at this point. He said, Mariah Carey touched my body play and you start reflecting. I said, damn, that was a bar. Whitney hit me when you need a favor. When I hit you back, it'll be a lot safer bar. Woo! Drake got a lot of bars in this song. He was so on defense. Nobody gave a damn. Kind of like when Meek and Drake was going at it and people wasn't really hearing Meek rap like that. They were so astonished by Drake. Drake even said it on one of his songs. Was it the hype song? They heard the side of the story, but they wasn't hearing it. This whole beef is starting to look like a big ass karma on Drake. Bad thing about this song, Drake gave the white flag, man. Throughout this whole little battle, he keeps mentioning how he want to go on vacation. Drake, please go, because I don't think you was ready for this. I think Drake thought this was going to be kind of a walk in the park. He underestimated Kendrick, for sure. Now these little kid allegations is just circling around Drake. It won't stop. Needless to say, The Heart Part 6 versus They Not Like Us, Kendrick. Now, if you're looking at the tally, we is tied. 2 for Drake, 2 for Kendrick. Now listen to me, a lot of y'all ain't going to like this, but this the honest to God truth. Kendrick won, man. Hands down. Even if you feel like like Drake had 3 and Kendrick had 1. Kendrick won, man. That They Not Like Us is a clear knockout. Yeah, there's no recuperating from that. I seen a lady rapping the They Not Like Us in sign language, and even in deaf tone, Kendrick whooping his ass. And a lot of Drake fans then turned their back on him, which was good to see how phony people could be. And now all of these weird videos is popping up with Drake in it. Whether what they say about Drake is true or not, don't nobody care. They is making Drake wear this shit, and it's not a good look. Let me say this: you Kendrick Lamar fans are the most annoying. You hear me? Very supportive fans, very argumentative. I'm a Drake fan, still a Drake fan, always gonna be a Drake fan. I got an old OVO XO tattoo. When y'all be saying OV ho, it make me feel some type of way. If I get it, do you? And as a Drake fan, Drake stan, I can admit, he lost, gang. It's me being unbiased. But remember this, 20 years from now, when they make a documentary about one of the greatest battles that happened in hip-hop rap history, you just remember this. They gonna say how Kendrick won. That's a fact. They definitely gonna have to say how Drake was a warrior and he had 30 people coming at him, and he was still trying to fight off everybody. But yes, I whooped by the one dude for sure. He got his ass whooped. But give him credit for whooping the 30. Shout out to Drake and Kendrick, man. I'm Joey Too Good and I'm rich.